everyone, and thank you for coming to another installment of Exploring the World of Tarot. Today what we're going to be doing is looking at a simple 3-card spread. There are many different ways to do a 3-card spread, but the one we're going to focus in on today is one that looks at your past, your present, and your future.
The past, present, future spread is a good first reading candidate when working with a new deck. It doesn't require any specific kind of energy and is really open to different styles of deck. It's as simple as it sounds. The person getting the reading will be hearing about a situation from the perspectives of the past, present, and future. Now, when we're talking about the future, what the cards tend to show is not a magic window into events yet to come, but rather a continuation of events if the path laid out by the past and present are followed. Now we'll get into doing the reading. First, we will shuffle the deck. You can shuffle as much or as little as you like, in any style, depending on your personal preferences. As you shuffle, focus on the situation at hand, trying your best to avoid phrasing a yes or no question, as many spreads don't lend themselves to yes or no answers. Once the shuffling is complete, you can lay out your cards, or simply leave them as a deck and pull cards right from the top. The layout of the cards is a matter of personal preference as well. Many people like to lay them out in a straight line, but here you can see that we've arranged them into a circle. If you've laid out your cards, it's now time to pull. Sometimes people just pull at random. Other people lightly touch the cards or hover their hand over them. There's no wrong way to do a reading. It's about what feels most comfortable and intuitive for you. You might want to think about what part of the spread you're pulling for, or continue to focus on the overall situation you're doing the reading for.
We've pulled the moon for the past position. We have pulled the Knight of Cups for the present position. And here we've pulled the 9 of Cups for the future position. Just from an overall glance at this reading, you can kind of see with the level of cups in it that it's going to be a pretty emotions-focused reading. We also have one of the major arcana here in the past, which is represented by the Moon card. In the moon here, you can see that someone is sleeping and a bird is flying overhead with a key. Oftentimes our dreams reveal our subconscious thoughts or feelings about a matter, which can reveal secrets that we may even be keeping from ourselves. So in interpreting the moon card in the past position, it may indicate that someone, whether it be the person you're doing the reading for or yourself if the reading is for you, may have had things that they were possibly deceiving themselves about or had inner thoughts or feelings that hadn't been brought to the surface yet. So here we have a card from the Cups suit, which often represents emotions and different types of relationships. The Knight of Cups is a court card, which means it represents a specific person. This could either be the querent or a person in the querent's life. Whoever this person is, they are a very large part of the situation's present. This person is someone who is naturally charming, but with anyone who seems too good to be true, they often are. It's not that they necessarily have bad intentions, but their emotions can be fickle, and all the fun and charm they bring can be gone as quickly as it came. The 9 of Cups is another card that is going to be focusing on emotions. This card represents a sense of emotional fulfillment, which is pretty nice to have in the future position. This person can see the bright side of the world, perhaps not physically, but at least in their inner dreams.
After you've looked at the cards individually, look at them together and you'll likely be able to see some story or pattern that can be addressed. Looking at these 3 cards, we can see that something is happening with emotions, as we have Cups cards in both the present and future positions. The moon in the past position seems to be a harbinger of things to come, in this case the Knight of Cups. Now, a face card like this one can represent anyone, including the person whose cards are being read. But in this case, it would seem that the charming, too good to be true Knight of Cups is someone to be cautious of, as the intuition of the moon insinuated in the past. But with caution, you can enjoy the company of the Knight of Cups and find yourself in the position of being satisfied, with all your wishes met. Now, this is only one interpretation, and depending on who is giving or receiving the reading, these cards could be read very differently. When you're doing a reading for yourself or someone you know very well, you might find it very easy to interpret the cards. When you know or can guess at the situation a person needs help with, reading the cards can be almost straightforward. Well, it can be. You might still find yourself tripping up, whether it's because you're not familiar with your deck or because that one card that always stumps you got pulled. Something you might be wondering about that we haven't addressed yet is reversals. Now, this deck in particular doesn't lend itself to reversals, and we don't often use them ourselves. We tend to find that you can tell whether a card needs to be read in a negative or positive light based on its context in the reading. When you get a deck, it will most likely tell you in its included guidebook whether you should keep an eye out for cards being reversed or in an upright position.
Thank you for joining us today in our latest installment of Exploring the World of Tarot. We will be airing our next video on Tuesday, June 29th at 3 p.m., where we will be looking at another spread called the Celtic Cross, which is a very big staple in tarot readings.
Support public libraries. Like, share, and subscribe for more great videos.